All right, welcome to ACIM Talks. It's Monday, October 27th, and I always count it an honor to be here with my esteemed guests who are nice enough to come and talk with me about A Course in Miracles, and not just the book per se, but we talk about all kinds of things, but from A Course in Miracles perspective. And I think one of the amazing things to me is, if you haven't noticed, is everything has a Course in Miracles perspective. Uh, it's like you look around your world and you see things that you have questions about. And while you may not believe the Course's answers to your questions, a lot of them seem so incredible, but they do make you start to go, oh, yeah, I see how that would come about if you think about it from a Course in Miracles perspective. And I don't know about you, but I've gotten really smart, and not in an arrogant way, but I always feel I'm like I know the answers to everything from A Course in Miracles perspective, you see. So
Hmm.
I think learning this course, this modern day teachings of Jesus, has really benefited me over the last 20 years. And I'm glad to see y'all here every week. And it's obvious that it's benefiting you. Um, just again, a quick reminder about our family discussion period after we stop recording. And it's just an opportunity for those who wish to stay um, after our formal recording period. Just hang out for some casual conversation and connection. We won't keep you too long. If there's not much to say, we'll move on. And it's kind of interesting, kind of the valuable things that come up in these family discussion periods. So if you can stay for that, I hope that you will. Did I ask you if you have any questions, comments, criticism, announcements? Debbie, is that you? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you know me. Anyway. My
Yes, I know you
comments.
very
I always
well.
have a comment. But my comment is, and I guess, well, when you were talking about you always have the answer, and I thought, I don't feel that I always have the answer, but when I allow spirit to work through me, there's an answer. So that's that answer
I
for
think
me.
that's a legitimate correction to what I was saying. Uh,
Mhm.
And the answer
this,
for me always
yeah,
changes every time I
Yeah,
read the, every time I read something.
absolutely.
As I evolved and my consciousness
Mhm.
evolved, the answer is different, or it's or deeper, or expanded. So I don't always know the
yeah,
answer. Hmm.
I just find that everything gets really simplified because, again, through Christ's vision, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Of course, yeah.
I'm practicing this Christ vision. By the way, that's the topic of our Wednesday ACIM music and meditation. It'll be about Christ vision. But the point that I wanted to make on this topic is that I find that situations are simplified, and you find the cause of things to be either motivating from love or from fear. And all these zillions of different things are collapsible into their source. And that's what the Course has helped me to see. So when I see situations that collapse and I see the source is fear, I don't respond with fear. I try and respond with love, with compassion, because they're not bad people or bad situations. They're just frightened people at a very deep level. They're operating from fear instead of love. You can see at their core how weak is their motivations comes from seeing themselves weak and vulnerable. And your heart goes out to them instead of wanting to smack them anymore. You see how that works when you learn motivation for actions? And that the courses really work with me at a very deep level. I guess I could go on and on with that, but that's not why we're here tonight. Tonight, we are continuing our journey into chapter 23, and it started on page 485. It's called The War Against Yourself. And last time we read the introduction, and that had like 6 paragraphs. And that's as far as we got, according to my notes. Tonight, we're supposed to pick up with section 1 called their Irreconcilable Beliefs. And anybody remember anything from the introduction, what that was about? Any theme that stands out from the introduction?
In paragraph 1, it says in sentence 5, no one is strong who has an enemy, and no one can attack unless he thinks he has. So those of us who have enemies or think we have enemies are not as strong as those who know that we don't have any enemies, is my interpretation.
Well, excellent, Ron. I would offer that same sentence. We also, it talked a lot about the word sin. And sin comes up all the time with us. We got some easy definitions. Sin is not the end all and being all mistake that sends you to hell. Sin is merely an error or a mistake or missing the mark, right? And so the error that makes what makes us weak is error thinking. There's your term from Unity, Laverne. Error thinking,
error thoughts,
is what is weakening us. And so it's also what weakens your brothers and sisters. They're not bad people.
They're not. And I had looked at this video by Eckhart Tolle, and he was saying that we should understand that it's our ego. It's our ego that does the sinning. So don't, sometimes for me, I might feel guilty if I've done. So that set me straight about not feeling guilty. It's not the real me. It's the ego.
Right.
So that helps me.
But see, here's a problem. If you think you're an ego, if you think the ego is you, then that's what catches us up in the error. But the first error is thinking you're a body, that you're this separate, alone entity. Of course, that would weaken anybody being alone and lonely and separate and all on your own, you see? But what a joy it is when you learn that that's a mistake and that we're all one. And how much strength do we have as one? So, great observation, Laverne, Ron. Any other comments, by the way, on the introduction? Then let's get our readers going and see what's next. The Irreconcilable Beliefs. I have Sherilyn as reader 1, and then Debbie, and then Laverne is 3, Kathleen 4, Ron is 5. Joan, you reading tonight? You good?
I can, yes.
All right, you'll be reader 6, and we're going to start in the middle of page 486. Okay, Sherilyn?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
memory of God comes to the quiet mind. It cannot come where there is conflict, for a mind at war against itself remembers not eternal gentleness. The means of war are not the means of peace, and what the warlike would remember is not love. War is impossible unless belief in victory is cherished. Conflict within you must imply that you believe the ego has the power to be victorious. Why else would you identify with it? Surely you realize the ego is at war with God. Certain it is, it has no enemy. Yet just as certain is its fixed belief it has an enemy that it must overcome and will succeed.
And Debbie, paragraph 2. That's a long one.
Let's see. Do you not realize a war against yourself would be a war on God? Is victory conceivable? And if it were, is this a victory that you would want? The death of God, if it were possible, would be your death. Is this a victory? The ego always marches to defeat because it thinks that triumph over you is possible. And God thinks otherwise. There is no war, only the mad belief. The will of God can be attacked and overthrown. You may identify with this belief, but never will it be more than madness. And fear will reign in madness and will seem to have replaced love there. This is the conflict's purpose. And to those who think that it is possible, the means seem real.
Powerful paragraphs already, don't you think?
Yes.
Paragraph 1, your thoughts. What do you want to talk about there? Anything? Do you believe this? Paragraph 1? You don't have to.
Yes.
That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
I think sentence 5, I have it underlined from before when I read, I guess, but conflict within you must imply that you believe the ego has the power to be victorious. And sometimes you don't even realize that you're thinking in that victorious place, you know? It like sneaks up on you and you go, "Oh, it isn't it isn't a yes or no, it's just okay." So it doesn't have to be a right or wrong, it's just okay. And when I think think in that sense, and when I think that it's just, I guess if I were going to interpret okay, I would think neutral.
Okay. Yes, I follow you there.
So I have to flip my train of thought to neutral.
There's like this Buddhist parable you hear a lot. Maybe it isn't just from Buddhism. And there's this farmer guy, and something happens, and his horse falls down the well, and the neighbors come over and say, "Oh, we're so sorry, that's terrible." And the farmer says, "Maybe." And then something else happened where a whole 10 or 20 horses came onto his farm, and he was able to possess them. And the neighbor said, "Isn't that great news?" And the farmer said, "Maybe." And then this goes on, this scenario of up and down, up and down. That's what I thought of from your comments. Here's the thing, like when something pleasurable happens, is that good? Maybe. Same thing when something bad happens. Is that bad?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay, I don't know. Because haven't you seen bad things turn into blessings if you leave them alone and just see how stuff works out? And so I think, am I understanding what you're saying, Kathleen?
Yeah, yeah. It's like taking the judgment out of it.
Yeah, no
Right.
expectations. It'll be what it's going to be. And
Yeah,
what comes out of that is peace.
yeah.
Mhm.
My mother used to always say, "It is what it is."
Yeah, that's still popular these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
comments here. Thank you, dear. Other comments on one?
Well, okay. Oh, so I was gonna say, it strikes me, and I know it seems like I keep hearing this, that whatever happens is neutral. It's my reaction to it
It's not.
that, makes it something else.
Yes.
Yes.
Your
Mhm.
interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
What if following the ego, your interpretation is going to be wrong? What if that's not, in other words, if your teacher is ignorant and insane, what will its interpretations of your situations in life be?
Mm-hmm. Lessons.
Yeah. There's a line in the course that says, judging the motivation of others is hazardous to you,
Mm-hmm.
not to them, to you. So I got you on that part. I had a question for you, just so we're clear and on the same page. Look at sentence 8. Certain it is, it has no enemy. Yet just as certain is its fixed belief it has an enemy that it must overcome and will succeed. Who's it?
Ego.
Yeah.
All right, great. And that's what I came up with. I was a little confused at first, but it's for sure the ego has no enemy, yet the ego has a fixed belief that it does. Do you see how fearful it is?
Mhm.
It's making up stuff.
Well, it's arrogant to think that it had, that it's everything and it has.
Wait, I can't hear you very well. Can you say that again?
I was just saying it's arrogant to think that it has no enemies. It's so arrogant. And then yet it's certain that it has an enemy. So it's just crazy.
Well, let's stay there a minute. It's arrogant to think it has no enemy
Enemy.
when certainly it does not. In truth, it does not. But it's
Exactly.
so arrogant that it's going to disregard the truth and interpret it from its paranoid point of view. The ego is the epitome of fear. Look at the tiny body. Look at all the things it seems to fall victim to, including death.
Okay.
It should be afraid all the time. And if you think that's you, your fear is warranted. How are we doing?
Good.
Good.
Yeah, all right. Paragraph 2. Let's break it down. Do you not realize that a war on yourself would be a war on God? How is that true? What makes that true?
I'm not thinking right. The war on myself is my conflicted thoughts, my conflict with my thoughts.
Well, what
And
is the relationship between you and God?
well,
We are
God,
one.
yes. And all my thoughts, all my God thoughts are good thoughts, are loving thoughts, are blessed thoughts.
Okay. I
So
heard somebody. I'm sorry, go ahead.
if I have these conflicting thoughts, then I have a war within myself.
Oh
And
yeah,
that's
we're gonna get to
therefore
that.
and therefore it's a war on those loving thoughts that I should be having instead.
Okay. If God is love, could you say it's a war on those God thoughts instead of
Yes,
loving? Is that okay?
that's what I'm
Loving
saying,
thoughts,
right?
God
Mm-hmm.
thoughts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Were there some other comments? I thought I heard somebody else. No? Okay. My impression of that is because if I'm God in expression, then a war on me is a war on God. We say we're expressions of God. So this war is a war against God. I think that's where he's coming from on paragraph 2.
So
Did you, how about 6, sentence 6? The ego always marches to defeat because it thinks that triumph over you is possible, and God thinks otherwise. So when is the ego gonna win? When will the ego be victorious? Yes, you said it. Did
Never.
y'all hear?
Never.
Never.
Yeah.
So if I'm in my right mind, wouldn't I quit fighting?
Absolutely.
But now we're into paragraph 2 and where it ends up. It says in sentence 8, There is no war. Only the mad belief the will of God can be attacked and overthrown. You may identify with this belief, but never will it be more than madness. It's completely impossible. Can you see what it's insane? Which means we're insane until our eyes are open. All right.
Right.
Other comments from anyone? All right. Joan, you in the spirit? Ron, you good?
Yes.
I'm good.
All right. Then we're up to our next reader. Laverne, we're with you on 3.
Okay. Be certain that it is impossible. Be certain that it is impossible God and the ego or yourself and it will ever meet. Okay, I'm missing something. I've got to read it one more time. Be certain that it is impossible God and the ego or yourself and it will ever meet. You seem to meet and make your strange alliances on grounds that have no meaning, for your beliefs converge upon the body, the ego's chosen home, which you believe is yours. You meet at a mistake, an error in your self-appraisal. The ego joins with an illusion of yourself you share with it, and yet illusions cannot join. They are the same and they are nothing. Their joining lies in nothingness. Two are as meaningless as one or as 1,000. The ego joins with nothing, being nothing.
Just one more line.
The victory it seeks is meaningless as itself.
So, guys, I'll ask you again. Do you believe this?
Makes sense to me.
Okay, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care if it's coming from A Course in Miracles or you were hearing it at a church or it was at a Hindu satsang. Does it make common sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
What sense were we using before?
Mm.
We never
Nonsense.
thought. Go ahead.
Nonsense.
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 Or no
Yeah.
sense.
And
Right.
as we'll start to see, like we're getting to this long section next called the laws of chaos. One of the things is simply that it's never occurred to you
Mhm.
that all the stuff you're taught is error thinking. I'm not mad at them, are you?
No.
But I'm not bound to continue suffering under it
Right.
when I can correct it and move on, you see.
Mhm.
But God, it's all around us, isn't it? This insanity. And yet you can live here from a different point of view. Deb?
Well, I was just going to say that in paragraph 2, we talked about there is no war. So if there's no war, what would the victory be?
And then he finishes it up in paragraph 3, sentence 5. The ego joins with an illusion of yourself you share with it. And yet, illusions cannot join. They are the same. How are they the same? They are nothing. Their joining lies in nothingness. I don't care if you have 2 or 1,000 of them. 2 are as meaningless as one or as meaningless as 1,000. They're all suffering from a mistake that takes
So,
them out of the realm of reality. Laverne.
so the ego is an illusion. This is,
Yes.
and the ego joins with an illusion
Well,
of
where's
yourself,
the
but it,
ego's home? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Laverne, and finish. Go ahead.
well, the ego joins with an illusion of yourself, but
And what is that?
but it is an illusion. So,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
what's the illusion it's joining with? The second illusion starts
that's
with a B. The
the
body.
the body. Okay, no, okay, thank you. Because all right.
Look at sentence 3. For
Mm-hmm,
your
mm-hmm.
beliefs converge upon the body, the
Okay,
ego's chosen home, which you think is
is
you.
you. Okay, I got it. All right, because I'm like, where is this other thing
The
coming from?
second one.
It's the
Yeah.
body. It's the
Yes. You
all right.
see? Other
Mm-hmm.
questions, comments? Let's continue then to Kathleen for paragraph 4.
Brother, the war against yourself is almost over. This journey's end is at the place of peace. Would you not now accept the peace offered you here? This enemy you fought as an intruder on your peace is here transformed before your sight into the giver of your peace. Your enemy has God
No,
Himself.
your enemy was, you
Wow.
Oh,
see?
I'm sorry. Your enemy was God yourself, to whom all
Yes.
conflict, triumph, and attack of any kind are all unknown. He who loves you perfectly, completely, and eternally. The Son of God at war with his Creator is a condition as ridiculous as nature roaring at the wind in anger, proclaiming it is part of itself no more. Could nature possibly establish this and make it true? Nor is it up to you to say what shall be part of you and what is kept apart.
Yeah, I'll just ask for comments on this paragraph. Anything? Uh, the whole thing's
I had,
ridiculous. Comment. I heard somebody.
well, I had underlined sentence 4. This enemy you fought as an intruder on your peace is here transformed before your sight into the giver of your peace.
Uh, it says, the enemy you fought as an intruder on your peace is here transformed. Where's here? That may help me. Anybody help me out there? Where is this enemy transformed before my sight?
It's in your mind, in your consciousness.
Okay.
In the present moment.
Yes,
Okay.
yep.
Excellent. And looks like it's coming from sentence 3. Would you not now accept the peace offered you here? And if you simply accept the peace that comes from the recognition that all of this conflict is BS, all your problems would be solved. They would all be transformed. They're evolving from a mistake, a sin, a error, a missing of the mark. The reason for it is we're following the wrong guide. Yes? Let me ask you something, see what you think. Do you ever make any decisions on your own, or are there always, like, remember Dennis and Menace, Dennis the Menace? And there's a little angel and a little devil in your mind, and they have completely opposite ways of seeing things. Aren't you always under the influence of choice?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
I,
Yes.
Kathleen, more?
I can only speak for myself that I uh, I used to have three voices in my head, and it was what you described. But through therapy, it's evolved into one thought process. There aren't there aren't there aren't three different people speaking three different languages. It's just one person. It's one person taking in and digesting what is being said and coming out with one thought.
Mm.
What are the three parties?
With me, when before it was the person who was for, it was the person that was, there was a pro and there was a con. There was one who was against whatever I was thinking of doing, and then there was one who was for whatever I was thinking of doing, and then there was the person in the middle who was trying to figure out who was right and who was wrong. But
Don't you?
there always was, before I made a decision, a conversation with three separate people
All
in
right.
my.
So Kenneth Wapnick would call that the decision maker.
Decision maker. Yeah.
Right.
But notice your decision could only come from the little angel or from that
Right.
devil,
Right.
or however you want to
Right.
metaphor it, right?
Right.
You didn't have any other advisors in
Right.
your head, just the ego, the Holy Spirit, and which do you want to listen to? You
Mhm.
say, well, oh, okay, I'll listen to both. How'd that work out for you?
Yeah.
You'll
No,
be
it causes chaos.
it'll be
Yeah.
chaos, which is what we're going to talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
So
next.
now there isn't that chaos. A decision is made, but it's made from here. It's not made from
Not.
here.
I have one advisor now that I listen to. The other one still talks,
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
and maybe I'll listen to it so I can not walk into a tree, or
Mhm.
not fall off a mountain or a bridge. It's good at stuff like that
Mhm.
because it's afraid of every damn thing here in level 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So let me get this straight. Can I get this straight? Because I've been having some confusion with that. And I heard what Kathleen said. She had a pro, she had a con, and then she had someone in the middle. And of course, Kenneth Wapnick refers to that in the middle, the decision maker. And I had this conversation today. The decision maker is mentioned like one time in the book, but in this book. But Kenneth Wapnick in his commentary is always talking
Mhm.
about a decision maker. So that kind of confuses me because it sounds like there's three, I
Mhm.
get three things, three entities. But you just said there's only two. There's the angel over here, and there's the devil over here, or there's the ego, and then there's spirit.
Well, I
So,
inadvertently left out the third party that Kathleen filled in, because my question or my statement was, you're always, for every choice you make, it becomes a choice between two voices in your head. So I implied the third one. I didn't say it was three.
Okay.
Does that help, Laverne, or is it still confusing?
yeah.
I think it's like before, for me, these two voices were in power.
Okay.
Now, these two voices are just kind of like there. I'm centered. I'm thinking from my center as
Okay.
opposed to giving my power away. So it's almost like I'm getting closer to standing in my truth.
Mhm.
Okay. I
Okay.
would debate a little of what you said, but I'll come back if there's time. Debbie, you had a comment?
Well, I was just thinking, and I'm not sure if this applies here or not, but it's like when I'm having this conflict, there's the two voices, especially with the ego one, let's say. We got the ego and we got the spirit, but in there is emotion. And somehow I maybe need to stand back from the emotion. It's like, wait, how do I feel about this? Am I angry about this? Am I
Mm-hmm.
fearful? Am I,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that can lead me
To the right
to
choice.
bringing them
Yeah.
together. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that can make it more complicated too. So I don't know.
No, that can bring, for me, what you just said could bring me to the right choice. Because
Yeah.
if I don't feel good, then it's a bad choice.
Yeah. It's like I
Yeah.
have to rant and rave a little first.
So you're learning to choose based on how it makes you feel.
No,
Exactly.
I'm saying get past it, get through the emotion. There's emotion
Okay.
here. Let's see
Okay.
what this is. And then
You say get through the energy of the emotion and
the
then
energy of the emotion, because it's there
Right.
for me
But
anyway. Yeah.
if you
It's
get
kind of
through the energy of the emotion, aren't you at something called peace,
yeah.
Yes.
It's
stability,
yeah.
Mhm.
It's
yeah,
kind of it's kind of like looking at what generates the fear and
okay.
knowing that it has no
Yeah.
power.
And so we're starting to talk about getting to peace. We were on paragraph 4, weren't we?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so at least we're coordinating. Kathleen, I wanted to just go back to what you were saying about the two voices. And you kind of say, I'm not going to pick either of those. They're just there. And I'm going to make my own choice, my own truth,
So who is my own though?
based on what? Where does your own truth come from?
Right.
Comes from my inner voice.
And so that takes us back
Back
to the
to
inner voices again. One
yeah.
of the things
Like how
that,
many inner voices do you have, Kathleen?
Just one. It's
Okay.
it's it's the voice of my higher power. It's the voice of
Okay.
Holy Spirit. It's
big,
my
Okay.
true self, not my namby-pamby
all right.
whatever. It's my true self. If I wait and listen and the voice comes from I wait and it comes from here, from my heart center, I know that it's true.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's the direction I go in.
And
Mm-hmm.
there's that heart center, that different feeling that acts as part of your guidance. You can tell when it's coming from your heart center. You like the way it feels. How am I doing?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Back
Yeah.
to those emotions
Okay.
again. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
because you're
here's all I'm going to offer is that I would say that you've learned to integrate with one of those two voices. So there's you and that higher self, and the other you don't listen to. Maybe it's there, but how would you know if you're not accepting or acting like it is? The you have you cannot serve two masters.
exactly.
You've chosen the master and become one with it. I'm not trying to, am I agreeing with you or? disagreeing.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, exactly. I'm just saying it, you're saying it in a different way.
All right. We're on the same page
Yeah.
here. Other comments
Oh
on
dear.
here? Was that Ron speaking?
No, I was just clearing my throat.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Anybody else on paragraph 4? Okay, let's go to 5. And who's our reader here, Ron?
I think so.
Alrighty.
The war against yourself was undertaken to teach the Son of God that he is not himself and not his Father's Son. For this, the memory of his Father must be forgotten. It is forgotten in the body's life, and if you think you are a body, you will believe you have forgotten it. Yet truth can never be forgotten by itself, and you have not forgotten what you are. Only a strange illusion of yourself, a wish to triumph over what you are, remembers not.
I need to ask you about the last sentence here. Only a strange illusion of yourself, a wish to triumph over what you are, remembers not. Why do you want that? He says, only a strange illusion of yourself and a wish to triumph. How does he know that about us? What's he talking about?
Jesus.
What is this desire that we seem to have to
The
triumph?
ego wants to be God. The ego wants to be God.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
Thank you, Joan. I mean, can you really say it any other way in the final analysis? It's a war against God. Why? Because you think you can have your own. No, it's because your ego thinks it can have its own separate heaven. And it won't let go of the idea. As a matter of fact, it was born from the idea. So you can see why the ego can't let it go. The ego's crazy. But the ego's not you, is what we're saying. Why would you continue to embrace insanity? Do you really think you can have your own separate heaven? Why would you want one? I'm asking.
Because I want to be the most powerful.
Okay, you already were the most powerful.
I want
Anywho,
going back to what Joan said.
it's like it said up in paragraph 2 at the end. It said, this is not, it's madness is the word. It's insane. And when we start looking at it, where else have you heard this in your life until we came to these sorts of philosophies like A Course in Miracles? They don't even discuss it in our world on a day-to-day basis.
No.
We just go on, la, la, la. One of these days we'll have a better world, and let's just keep working at it and suffering and working at it. maybe it don't work because it's incorrect. Possible, right? Maybe that's why the world don't work. Let's go on. We're on paragraph 5. No. Did we do 5?
6. We're on 6.
We're on 6, and we're up to Joe.
Before we get to 6. Okay.
Okay, paragraph 6. The war against yourself is but the battle of two illusions, struggling to make them different from each other, in the belief the one that conquers will be true. There is no conflict between them and the truth, nor are they different from each other. Both are not true. And so it matters not what form they take. What made them is insane, and they remain part of what made them. Madness holds out no menace to reality and has no influence upon it. Illusions cannot triumph over truth, nor can they threaten it in any way. And the reality that they deny is not a part of them.
So what's them?
The ego and the body.
Thank you. Neither one of them are real. What a useless battle. The other thing is that, what did I say? Did you agree with 6, sentence 2? There is no conflict between them. And then it said, madness holds out no menace to reality and has no influence upon it. And then it says, illusions cannot triumph over truth. And I wanted to ask you why. Why can't illusions triumph over truth?
Because it's not true.
Say what?
It's not
It's not
real.
true.
It's not
Right.
real.
Right.
Mm.
But that number 3, nor are they different from.
Now,
Laverne,
Laverne,
we can't hear you.
Laverne,
I'm
when
sorry.
you turn that way, we can't hear you. When
Oh,
you
okay, I'm
turn
sorry.
to your left.
Right. That number 3, I just wanted to remember, nor are they different from each other.
What's they? You just said.
The ego and the body.
Okay.
Mhm.
Neither are, both are not true. So what a useless battle. By the way, what about this determiner here? It said at the beginning of 6, geez, excuse me. The war against yourself is but the battle of two illusions, struggling to make them different from each other in the belief that the illusion that conquers will become true.
And see, and that's the part that had me confused. The thing that they're trying to make them different from each other.
What makes them the same is they're both illusions.
Both an illusion.
The
Right.
ego and the body.
Body, right.
And who would use a basis? In other words, okay, I keep thinking about the laws of chaos, but
yeah, and I'm thinking the ego thinks it's a body. And so there is no difference. They're both illusions. The ego thinks it's a body. So don't get it confused.
Yeah, but aren't we all just illusions right now in this moment? But aren't we using the illusion to bring us out of the illusion?
Yes.
So there are many paths. There are many paths in the illusion that aren't so illusory, but they're lessons and they're helping us bring us out of the place that we're in. And each of us has our own method of doing that. of bringing us into the reality that we're not real. The thing that's always in the back of my mind is I am in this world to do whatever I'm supposed to be doing here, but I'm not of this world. I can very easily in the middle of the day go up to level 1 and not be in level 2. If I'm driving down the road and I'm looking out the car, I see everything as one, beautiful and one, and be at peace with it. So it's like I just have fun being in the illusion, doing what I think I need to do to get to where I don't have to get.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's wonderful. That word fun. You're just enjoying it. Now
Okay.
that if I can get to that place where I can enjoy all of this.
Yeah. And it can be done.
Yeah.
I know where it's like this remarkable place you can be where, see, here, even in level 2, if I'm in a dream, I'm real, but I'm also a dream at the same time. Why? Because I'm a dreamer. There's a section in the text called The Hero of the Dream, chapter 29 or so. And what you were saying, Kathleen, is we are here, but we're not here.
Exactly.
So what is why are we both here and not here? And Kathleen says, like Jim, the world is a lesson. It's all for my good. Don't run away from it. It has nothing but blessings. What do they look like? Well, they look like rewards and they look like lessons. Which one of those is not good for you? Which one?
Neither.
They're
They're
both
both good.
in my best interest. I'm thinking of lesson 25. I do not know what anything is for. And that's where Jesus says, everything is in my best interest. That is why I'm here on this lesson plane. So don't be afraid of it. Be a
Embrace
good
it.
student. Embrace your lessons. Be enthusiastic about your lessons. Do you see now the transition to your day that this makes?
Mm-hmm.
You say, well, where is the bad part?
There is no bad part.
Mm-hmm.
There is no bad
Say it
part.
louder. Okay.
There is no bad part. I used to say to my nieces I used to say, if you're gonna be in a bad mood, be in a good bad mood and enjoy it.
Nice.
It's, yeah, the farmer with maybe.
Mhm.
Okay. Hey, I'm in a bad mood today. So just be in it, knowing that it's a means to an end, and the end is always good. Somebody got their book, look at lesson 292 right quick and just read the title for me, if you will, in the workbook for students. 292, I think I got it right. Maybe I should look it up myself.
292. A happy outcome to all things is sure.
You got it right.
And read a little of it, and then we're going to start closing tonight.
Okay.
Paragraph 1.
Okay, God promises make no exceptions, and he guarantees that only joy can be the final outcome found for everything. Yet it is up to us when this is reached how long we let an alien will appear to be opposing his. And while we think this is real, we will not find the end he has appointed as the outcome of all problems we perceive, a trial we see in every situation that we meet. Yet is the ending certain. God's will is done in earth and heaven. We will seek and we will find according to his will, which guarantees that our will is done.
Would you like to be happy ever after?
Sure.
Yes.
Then trust that it's unfolding now. I'm just trying to give you a reason to wake up happy, joyful, and expectant for what the dream will offer. It will offer rewards and lessons. And here, just so you don't forget, the more lessons you learn, the more rewards you get, and the fewer lessons remain.
I,
Sound good?
I can read the last paragraph of that lesson.
Please.
We thank you, Father, for your guarantee for only happy outcomes in the end. Help us not to interfere and so delay the happy endings. You have promised us for every problem that we can perceive, for every trial we think we still must meet.
I like that don't interfere part.
Yeah. It's like,
Okay. So the farmer says, maybe. Have you ever heard, this is a Buddhist, what's
yeah, it is.
chopping wood and carrying water? Have you anybody heard that? What's that about?
Yes.
What does it mean to you?
Just keep doing what you normally do, but do it from a place of love, of joy.
Okay. Why could you do it from a place of love and joy? Because of these guarantees. A happy outcome to all things is sure. How many things?
All
Everything.
Everything.
Does that make you happy now?
yes.
So we're going to start wrapping up tonight. I appreciate your time here, but don't you see the purpose, the overall purpose of all of these things is inspiration, a counterbalance to all the tragedy, misery, and death we see all around us, and the trust in this great plan. Well, you say that plan would take a miracle. Now you're in the realm of the creator, aren't you? Miracles. Final comments, questions, anything? Have a good time. You feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim. It was a good.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you,
And
Jim.
it's great to see you, and thank you for your participation. I am going to close our recording. We'll have just a little time tonight for our family discussion period. And I have a couple of questions for you. So, by recording YouTube, all our friends out there, I'm going to stop recording.